I want to show you how to take your basic template and make a little change to it so that way the particles that you burn from the thruster actually torch the ground underneath you. So let's go into Unity and check it out. First, let's click on the thruster. We actually need to unpack this prefab so that way we can modify the thruster independently. And before we add any scripts, we need to set a flag here. Go down to the collision property of this particle effects. It's already turned on, but we need to make certain that we send collision messages. And now that we're sending collision messages, we can actually capture those with our script. Let's call it particle burn and add it. Now our script is pretty straightforward. We have essentially like an on collision enter. So we want to decide how much we're going to burn. And this on particle collision, we'll check to see if we're not colliding with ourselves. Then we'll see if the other thing has a sprite renderer. If it does have a sprite renderer, in other words, the sprite render is not null, then we'll simply tell it to change its color by a little bit. In this case, the burn amount. So it's an RGB value, so the sr.color.r is its existing color, and we'll make it darker by subtracting the burn amount in all three things. So it's an even burn. It's going to essentially go towards black. And A is for the alpha value. We'll save this. Very simple script. Go back to Unity. And now when we run it, if we actually, we'll call this burn thruster. Now when we actually run it, when we hit the burn, you can actually see the ground kind of getting a little bit darker. Now there's lots of different ways to think about how to interact with this, but for now, I think that's a pretty straightforward way to show that the ground is being burned. Shout out goes to Avanish S for this great idea. Now if you've got a great idea of your own, then share them with us in Hackingtons, or check out the Unity Game Club.